What's up, traders? How you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of the Befores and After with Capital FX. Today is the 10th of September, and I'm looking in front of me is EURUSD, and I'm seeing a nice sell setup. So EURUSD has been falling for the most part of the year. So we saw a lot of bearish movement in August, and this was the short setup that I went through in my previous before and after. And currently what I'm seeing now, I'm seeing some further bullish signs. So this is the 4-hour, and we had some form of resistance here on the 5th of September, and we had a shooting star. Same day on the 5th, and then again we had some price rejection again on the 9th of September. So this area has been for me a strong area of resistance. So what I was waiting for here, I was waiting for signs of signs of bearish movement around these areas here. So when I saw the shooting star here, I jumped in the trade. So but there are more trade opportunities that you can take, so I'm gonna break it down further onto the 2 hours and the 1 hour. So also, if I just come back here, if I pull up my fib, just pull it up, point A to point B, point A to point B. As you can see, we had a rejection of the 61.8 once and then twice, and then we had that close of the shooting star there on the 4-hour. So in terms of entries, any entries around these areas here, any entries there. And then in terms of target, I'm targeting the minus 27, which is just below here, minus 27. So I'm targeting about 175 pips, and then my stop will just be 10 pips above my shooting star. So it's 58, so I'll be looking for 68. So I just put it, just to be safe, just above that area of resistance there. So in total I'll be risking 33 pips, gaining 174 pips. This is on EURUSD. So that's the 4 hours. Okay, so any entries around these levels here are valid. So but I jumped in on the trade at the close of the shooting star here, and I'm expecting price to fall over. So let me just go to the 2 hours time frame. 2 hour time frame. So 2 hour time frame, as seen in the 4 hour, we had that strong area of resistance, and also had a shooting star here. So we had a shooting star, also bearish engulfing, also bearish engulfing shooting star, and had a nice 3-pin formation at these levels here. So I've missed this entry here, and the same as the 4 hours, we also have a shooting star right there, and also a 3-pin formation, 1, 2, 3. So I'd entered at the close of the shooting star, which is around these levels here. So this to me looks like a very good sell. We're seeing signs of reversal on H4 and also 2 hours. So always remember, like I said, always remember for your candlestick like to close before you take a trade. So I took a trade because I saw a shooting star on the 4 hour and also saw a shooting star on the 2 hour. So when that candle closed at that area of resistance, so my confidences for this trade was, firstly, we had a 61.8 Fibonacci fib retracement. That was my first confirmation. Then my second confirmation, we had an area of resistance right here. Then my third confirmation, we had a 4-hour shooting star and a 2-hour shooting star close on resistance. And in terms of target, I'm targeting minus 27 on the fib level. So let me just write down my confidences here for you guys. So the first form of confluence was my 61.8 fib. That's the first one, 61.8 fib. Oops, let me just fix that for you guys. 61.8 fib. And then secondly, we had resistance. And we had reversal candles on resistance. which will lead me to my third point. So we had a 2 hour and a 4 hour with a 4 hour shooting star close on resistance. So that was my reason for taking my trade. And then my target, which is minus 27 on the fib. So that's my target. So so these are my 4 reasons why I took my trade. So rather my 3 reasons why I took my trade. The 61.8 fib. This was on the 4 hours. In the 4 hours, at an area of resistance where I had reversal candles. And then thirdly, a 2 hour and a 4 hour shooting star close on resistance. Then my take profit is minus 27. So thank you so much, guys. I've been patient with this trade and I'm expecting some bearish movement. So I will update as the pair plays out, but I'm pretty confident with this one. So in terms of risk to reward ratio, it's a 1:5.27 risk to reward ratio, risking 33 pips to gain 174 pips. Thanks so much, guys, and on to the next. Hi, what's up, traders? Welcome to the aftershot for the EURUSD that was previously discussed. So I adjusted my take profit for this pair because I saw there was some news events that happened on Thursday, the 10th of which happened on Thursday the 12th of September. So I was a bit reluctant to push down my target because I know a lot of news on especially EURUSD moves it a lot, and this pair, like I previously said, is the most traded pair in the world, so it's really susceptible to manipulations. And as we can see, this long spike here. So let me just run over the reasons why I took this short trade, and I'm also going to get into the reasons why I actually pulled up my target to this previous low here. So this was the before setup. Firstly, the things that I had gone through for this before setup was, firstly, we had a really strong area of resistance here at 1.10667. It acted as a really strong area of resistance, and I had a lot of reversal candles here. For example, I had a bearish engulfing formation here, also shooting star, then also had a 3-pin formation at those levels here. So, but the main reason why I took this trade here was based off of 2 confluences. Oh, sorry, 3. Firstly, this being a strong area of resistance, and then secondly, because I'd missed the trade up here after this 3-pin formation, so I waited for further signs of reversal, which was this 2-hour shooting star right here. So I took my trade after, so it's supposed to be here, so after the shooting star, that's when I took my trade, and then I had a 10 pip stop loss just above. Actually, my stop loss was literally just above this high. Just above. So in total, I'd risked 33 pips. Okay, now it doesn't want to move up. So, but in total, I'd risked 33 pips just above that high up here. And I adjusted my take profit to this previous low here, which was the current low for the year. So I reduced my TP to this level here, and we had prices fall right on today. So one thing I just wanted to notice, let me just move this aside. Okay, so let me just go to the 4 hour and just do a quick rundown of the before shot and after shot. So in the 4 hours, as you can see, I had, so we currently trending downwards, or we were trending downwards. So we had a high, we had a lower low, we had a lower high, and then we made new lower lows. And then when price retraced upwards, that looked like a really nice high low. Sorry, a lower high. So if I just pull up my fib, so my fib was from that point to that point here, to the lowest point, around about these levels here. So the first initial retracement retraced on the 61.8 and closed below it. So I'd missed this trade. And then after the retrace from 61.8 and closed below it, we saw a lot of strong area of resistance around the 61.8. So we had a lot of resistance there. And then let me just zoom this up. Let me just blow it up. So yeah, we're back here again. So we had a lot of strong resistance along these areas here. You guys can see shooting star, 4-hour shooting star. So guys, just remember, like I always say, shooting stars on the 4-hour carry a lot of bearish movement. So for example, shooting star there on the 4-hour, price came back again, we had a bearish RRT, and then so this was the shooting star that I entered the trade after. So I had my trade after the shooting star. So those shooting star on the 4-hour and on the 2-hour. So that was my reason for taking this trade. So first reason was that we're still trending downwards and we had a 61.8 fib retracement. My second reason, we had an area of resistance at the 61.8. And then my third reason was that we had a 4-hour and 2-hour shooting star. So in terms of my targets, my initial target was the fib level at minus 27 below here, but I later on adjusted my take profit because there was fundamentals, and sometimes with fundamentals they can really manipulate EURUSD. So I just pushed it up higher to this previous low here. So in terms of risk to reward, let me just pull up the risk to reward tool. So entries was just after the shooting star. Entry was after the shooting star, and then my stop loss was just above the high, 33 pips, and then my target was the previous low here, this previous low. Let me just let me just zoom this in. So look at this, guys. So after I entered here, look at how price just pulled back upwards, and you can see the importance of letting your trade breathe, having a decent stop loss. So just look at this candle here. This was yesterday's candle. This one here. Look at this candle. It just almost took out my trade. It was just like a few pips away from taking out my trade this week here. And then so my initial interest here, we got pulled up, we were in decent profit, and then when I woke up, price was pulling up, and then just before when the news had happened, I was not in front of my platform. Well, thank goodness I wasn't, because I would be really tempted to close my trade, because when I saw this spike up here, it went just before, just almost took out my trade, and then from there it just collapsed and fell, and it hit the previous low exactly to the T. So in terms of targets, this was a 104 pip move, risking 33 pips, so a total of a 1:3.1 risk to reward ratio, which I think is a pretty good one, given the trade setup, so entry was made just after the close of this shooting star, 4-hour shooting star. Price just moved up slightly just to come retest these form of highs here before dropping. Nice bearish engulfing move downwards and then drop further, and then actually when I had this move here, I'd entered again, but my stops for this entry were also above up here, and then prices shot up higher just almost taken out my trades, and then prices dropped immediately and hit my targets. So you'll see with my entries that I'll post that I actually took a trade somewhere here. So my initial trades were here, and then I took other trades here after the close of the Spirit Engulfing, and then but my stops were also placed up there. And then once this move happened, I moved my stops to break even, and then they also hit my TP. So let me just go to the 2 hours, because the initial setup was from the 2 hours. So I've just gone 2 hours. So this is a candle that hit the TPs. This is a candle here. Oops, sorry. This is the candle. Used to this. This is the candle. So entries after that shooting star. You just pull this up like this. So this was a candle that hit my take profits. So guys, you see like the reason why you should have a fairly open like stop loss, just to give it trade breathing space, because I think from, let me actually see from the shooting star how many pips it was. So this was 5.9 up to 7.4. That's just literally over 15 pips. So 59, 69, 10 pips. 6.9 plus 3, that's 12. So it was about 12 pips above the shooting star. So my stop loss was 12 pips above the shooting star, giving me a total of 33, and then also allowing my trade to breathe. Because just have a look at this, guys. Prices came back literally to that area of resistance, but my stop loss was above there, and then prices dropped, hit the take profits, and then after, look what happened, prices shot upwards. So but thankfully I was out of the trade when they moved upwards. So this was a great trade, right? So I'm sure by now like you're starting to see like the patterns, what kind of signs to look out for before you take a trade, where to put your stop loss, having your trades having breathing space, you know, in terms of the stop loss that you use. And I think by now like you're starting to see how most of my trades have like 3 conferences. Firstly, mostly a fib in area of support or resistance, and most importantly your reversal candles. So I think by now like you're starting to get like a picture of the way I trade, and the trading style that I am adopting or have adopted, and I'm also showing you. So literally with this kind of approach, you can use it on any currency pair. I mean, you don't have to necessarily trade the pairs that I trade, but I believe that any single currency pair on the market does have these setups. And what's important is for you to be able to break down a chart also the same way I'm doing on my own currency pairs, on your own currency pairs. Alright, so this was the trade. Like I said, a 1:3.9 risk to reward ratio, risking really small risk of 33 pips, and then gaining 104 pips. So thank you so much, guys, and I hope that your trading will definitely improve after watching these befores and after videos. And then I'm gonna share with you my trades. So I don't normally share my trades with these videos, but for this one I've decided like for me to share my trades, also like just also inspire you guys and to actually show that this thing works. So thank you so much, guys, and it's Friday the 13th today. Ooh, Friday the 13th. All right, and guys, have a great weekend.